Hey folks, we're back again. Today we're going to talk about my favorite EDC pocket knife. And I actually own two of these, same profile, same carry style, two different steels, but they often get replaced by something else. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So to cut the suspense down, what is my favorite EDC pocket knife? It is the Spyderco Manix 2 Lightweight. And this is the two versions that I have. This blue colorway, there we go, is the one that I carry the most. It's probably what I would call my beater knife. So this is the one I carry most often. And then we have this black version, which I would consider my dress knife, if you will. And just to add one caveat, I don't typically buy duplicates or multiples of any tool unless I really like it and it's something that I use all of the time. So the fact that I even spent money on two of these is probably a testament to how well I like this particular knife. The blue here has a little bit different, well, it has different steel. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, let me see. CPM S110V, right? Can you see that at all? Yeah, S110V. This particular steel, especially compared to the other one, which we'll talk about in a minute, has some qualities or traits that I actually like a lot. This particular steel for me has really good edge retention, and when I'm using this, cutting stuff on a daily basis, whether that's cardboard, rope, twine, you name it, it holds edge really well. So for me, it's more ideal when cutting volume matters. If I'm going to be using it a lot and I need something that's going to hold that edge, this is the one I typically grab, and this is my everyday workhorse, right? Now I will add one thing. It does hold an edge. However, it is more difficult for me to sharpen. And I'm not the best knife sharpener. I can get it done. I can get a good edge on here, but this still gives me more trouble. So that's just one of the things that I deal with in order to get more usage out of it. So, you know, it's a trade-off, just like anything else. We give a little to get a little. Now, my black blade, this one here, if you can see, CTS BD1. This one seems to be a little bit more forgiving for me. It's easier to touch up when it comes to sharpening. If I think something's going to be a little bit rougher on it, I might grab this one just because it's easier for me to touch it up and get that blade back where I need it. And I could be totally wrong on these, right? I'm not a knife expert. I'm not a steel expert. This is just what I've noticed using these two. And, you know, my particular use case may be different from you or yours, but this is what I have noticed just through normal everyday wear and tear on these two particular blades. Now that we have the particulars of the two different knives out of the way, basically color and steel, let's take a look at the lock real fast. And I don't know if you can see this. There's a ball bearing lock on the inside of these. So it's ambidextrous. It's super sharp, has solid lockup. You get zero play whatsoever. You can unlock it via either side. Again, no problem there for a lefty or a righty. I don't really get any hot spots, if that makes sense, when I'm using these, which is another advantage. The ergonomics, they just work the way I use a knife. You have a little bit of texture on the back spine here where your thumb goes. So if you're really getting into something and you're giving it a good grip, you get a little bit more tactile feel there, right? So I like that. That's a nice benefit. One of the biggest draws for me on these in particular, right? It comes in the name. It's a lightweight version. I believe these handles are FRN, which is fiberglass reinforced nylon. Feel free to fact check me on that. That just off my memory. All I'm saying is it's super lightweight. It's a full-size knife, but it surely doesn't carry like one. So yeah, the weight on this is one of my favorite things. Again, full-size blade, but definitely does not carry like one. The handle material facilitates some of that weight savings, probably quite a bit. It has the wire pocket clip, which helps as well. So that sheds some weight. The pocket clip, I'll be honest, is super strong. It does the job really well. I wish it carried a little bit deeper, so you can see where the top of that clip terminates up here. I wish that ran up a little bit higher and I was able to get a little bit deeper carry out of it, but it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I mean, that's just a personal preference and me nitpicking if I had to nitpick something. So for me, if I'm looking at these on paper, they win hands down for what I'm looking for mostly. Now, let me say this also. These having a preferred carry knife it's like your favorite color or something, right? Everybody's different. Everybody has a reason. So this is just for me. So don't get confused on me trying to tell you what to buy. When I'm looking at what features I want in a pocket knife, the Manix 2 lightweight checks a lot of those boxes. But there's something that often replaces it. And the reason is that a knife, a single bladed knife, often doesn't solve all of the problems that I may run into on a daily basis or the problems that I'm trying to solve on a daily basis. And what kind of problems are those? You know, tightening loose fasteners, cutting wire, tightening wire, pulling, pinching, twisting things, basically everything that you shouldn't do with a knife blade that has an excellent edge on it and a super fine tip, which I've been prone to damage in the past. And that's why this particular tool replaces my pocket knife more often than not. And what is that? Yep, I hate to say it for all the knife purists out there. It's the Leatherman Wingman. And the Wingman is my current preferred, and it has been for quite some time, daily carry. I have numerous others, from the Sidekick to the Skeletal CX or whatever, and the Wave, and you name it, right? But this is the one I carry in my pocket on, I mean, nowadays, overwhelming majority of the days, okay? Between the pliers, the screwdriver, whether it's plain or Phillips head, the scissors, I use the scissors a lot. The wire cutters, again, I use those all the time out of my place. If I know that I'm going to be in an environment where I'm not going to need the Leatherman, the multi-tool and all the features, then I'm going to grab the Manix 2 lightweight. If it's a run-of-the-mill day where I don't know what kind of tasks or chores that I'm going to be taking care of, I'm going to grab this Leatherman. And that's just how it's been for quite some time now. So for me, when I'm looking at my EDC, it doesn't necessarily, it's not built around what's my favorite or what color I'm looking for or things of that nature. I like all that. I like the aesthetics. I like putting stuff together. But nowadays, it's about function and what earns a spot in my pocket, if that makes sense. So yeah, when we're looking at my favorite blade, it's definitely the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight. However, if it does get beat out on a daily basis, it's going to be my Leatherman Wingman. And that's what happens. So I appreciate you guys hanging around just to get some of my personal opinion on this. Again, I'm sure you all have a favorite and you carry things for a certain reason, and that's all well and good. This is just what I'm currently carrying, subject to change, and why I carry it. Yeah, thought I would share that a little bit with you, and I'm glad you stuck around. Thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you guys next time.